The Bill Cosby rape and sexual assault allegations continue, including allegations that he drugged women and that then they woke up, oftentimes missing clothing. We also have now heard from an ex-NBC employee who says that they were directly involved in helping Bill Cosby to pay off women so that they would not go public with their allegations of Bill Cosby's sexual misconduct. And Lewis, we have to deal with this in a very direct way, because after we covered this last week, people started flipping out on me. There were these defenders of Bill Cosby saying, David, you're calling him guilty when he hasn't even been charged. David, you are saying this in spite of the fact that there is no evidence whatsoever that Bill Cosby did anything wrong. We need to clarify this, because there is a contingent that is all about just defending men in general against any allegations of sexual misconduct. And we need to really analyze what I said, first of all. So let me speak in no uncertain terms. From a legal perspective, of course, Bill Cosby is innocent until proven guilty. He has not been charged. The statute of limitations has expired likely for many of the individuals making these allegations. This is an opinion show. I don't know how many times I have to say this. The program is one where I give my opinion. What is more likely in this case, if we are to think not in terms of the legal system, but in terms of we are rational individuals analyzing what we know? Is it more likely that Bill Cosby sexually assaulted at least some of these women? Or is it more likely that this is a huge conspiracy involving dozens of women over decades, including former NBC employees who have been somehow coerced, now that Bill Cosby is 77 years old, into making false claims that they were involved in helping Bill Cosby silence accusers? Which one is more likely, Lewis? Not from a legal perspective in terms of legal guilt, but just from a, what do we think as random people commenting about what happened?
Yeah, we may not have came out and said this exactly the way you're putting it last time, but we were implying it, suggesting it. And clearly, in my opinion, it would be pretty hard to connect all of these women and draw up a conspiracy. I think that there is probably a good chance that Cosby is guilty, in at least some of these cases.
And again, we're not trying him, right? We're not saying that he is guilty in the legal sense. If the statute of limitations has run out, if there are no charges, then by that sense, he is not guilty legally speaking. We're just saying, did the allegations that he is being accused of happen at least somewhat as described? And I always think back to Occam's razor, Lewis. Occam's razor says that amongst competing hypotheses, the one with the fewest assumptions should be selected as most likely. More complicated solutions may ultimately be correct, but in the absence of certainty, the fewer assumptions that are made, the better. And the fewer assumptions are, these women are telling the truth. At least some of them are. There is no far-reaching broad conspiracy.
And there's a chance that he may never be found guilty because of the statutes that are in place here. And let's not forget that everyone has defenders when stories like this break. Even the Tsarnaev brothers have plenty of defenders.
For those saying that the women are doing this for publicity, let's just analyze that at its face. Who has ever built a career on the publicity received from false rape allegations? Is that ever the thing that gives someone any kind of real career? And to go further, women know that when you make rape allegations, regardless of whether they're real or not, and I hesitate to even say that, because why should we even presume that women who make rape allegations are the ones that are lying? You know you're exposing yourself. So the idea that these women, sometimes over a period of decades, for people saying all the accusations came at once, over a period of decades, that they're trying to simply get publicity, not only is it offensive to the purported victims here, it's also a really stupid accusation to make about them.
And I just don't think it's logical to assume that the sheer number of women we're talking about here, many of whom have had successful careers and really have no reason to try and get publicity, would be doing this for that reason. It just doesn't make any sense.
And turning Bill Cosby into the victim of some kind of witch hunt of the supposed conspiracy at 77 years old. There's a conspiracy now where he is the victim of this witch hunt, and he just had nothing to do with any of this stuff. Separate yourselves for a second from a legal defense. We're not talking about legal guilt. My opinion, as someone who has just seen everything that has come forward, is that it is incredibly unlikely that this is a concocted conspiracy theory of dozens of allegations against a 77-year-old man.
Agreed. And why Bill Cosby? Ask yourself that. Why would he be, the target in a witch hunt?
All right. I know we will get feedback that will be negative. I don't care, because if you are going to rally around this guy based on the idea that there's this conspiracy to attack him, I'm not going to sympathize with you, unfortunately. Let's take a break. Back after this.